And in a game that really has no bearing on the playoffs, you're not going to see a lot of punts anyway.
That's correct. And they come out, they may try to draw them off sides. Let's see what happens.
All right, on 4th down, they do not. They give it along the left side, and picking up the first down and more is Janoris Jenkins, who gains about 10 yards there on 4th down. So put the Blue Devils in a forced situation, and you got a little trouble.
Jenkins, Smith, Jenkins, name your poison. Which one do you want? But you'll notice every time they need a big yard, every time they want to run the ball successfully, they're going to go over their left side with their two really, really fine offensive linemen. And
while we've got a second here, Bill, I do want to thank our main sponsor, our major sponsor for this game, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department office, bringing you this game for the second year in a row, and a great thing that they are doing for the community. So on 1st down, Shepard, he's going to give it to Smith again, but Smith is going to be swarmed and brought down by a host of Raiders there, including Artavius Dowdell, defensive lineman. Dowdell, rather. Excuse me.
Yeah, Hyde's Success also had a hand in the tackle. You notice they went to the right that time and weren't nearly successful.
Right.
But Glade's got a little penetration there, and that is how you stop the I formation if you're going to stop it. You've got to establish a line of scrimmage in the offensive backfield, because when the caliber of running backs for Pahokee, they're going to kill you if you don't establish that line of scrimmage.
6 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Second down and 12 for Pahokee. Around the right side goes Shepard. Shepard can run, and he is lighting it up. And that's going to be good for a first down. And Shepard has gained some yards rushing this year. He is the third leading rusher on the team with 222 yards, and he can do it.
Pretty much answers our question about the out-of-bounds play. He's obviously been told by Coach Thompson, look, when you get to the sideline, don't be a hero, get out of bounds. Here's the replay, and he just turns it up, and I like his running instinct because he's going to look to cut it back here. And again, people downfield blocking, and the pursuit of the Glades Central defensive line is the only thing that prevents a longer game.
All right, so 1st and 10 now. Ball on the 20-yard line. Jenkins was looking deep. Now he's going to keep it, but he is not going to get too far this time. Maybe a gain of a couple on the play to bring up second down.
Rolling to the right, he couldn't find a receiver open. He got pinned into the sideline, but I like what he did. He didn't go directly out of bounds. He kind of dove forward and got the 2 yards out of it. So another positive play for the Blue Devils.
Glade Central would dearly love to keep Pahokee out of the end zone on this drive with just over 5 minutes to go now in the first half, and perhaps get the ball back and put some more points on the board.
I think this is absolutely huge to keep them at least out of the end zone, Dan, because a field goal is no big deal, but you got to try to keep them out.
On second down, they give us to Smith around the left side, and he's got room. Does he have the angle? It looks like he's going to be taken out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. So another example of Pahokee able to turn the corner here. Glades has got to get some defensive pressure up there.
They're running that left side to death, and I'll tell you what, I watched the Glades receivers, and they block too. Everybody plays. Nobody takes plays off, and especially in a game like this. Everybody's blocking, everybody's doing their job, and I am very impressed, obviously, with the two Pahokee running backs.
So 1st and goal now for the Blue Devils. The ball on the 6-yard line.
1st and goal.
Anthony Shepard looking over the scene. Got a man in motion. He's going to give it around the right side. That's Smith again, and Smith looking for the end zone, but I believe he's going to be stopped just short, bringing up second down.
If you look at the play as it's being made at the line of scrimmage, I think everyone can see the size differential between Pahokee and Glade Central. And believe me, Glade Central's not small. It's just that Pahokee honestly looks like the Miami Dolphins offensive line, and probably this year a little bit better.
Yeah, that's exactly. All right, so now second down, and the give over the middle, and we're seeing a lot of raised arms except for the officials. No official yet, so
no indication yet.
I think I see one official signaling third down. Okay, so they are going to mark it just shy of the goal line.
Third down.
Everyone on Pahokee thought they had scored a touchdown, but the guys in the striped shirts have the final say. So that is going to bring up a big, big 3rd and goal for the Glades defense.
They're going to take 2 shots, as you know, Dan, at the end zone, and barring a missed snap or a completely tremendous gamble by one of the Glade Central linebackers, they won't keep them out of the end zone.
All right, so on 3rd down, here's the play to give to Jenkins up the middle, and this time it is the Zebras signaling the touchdown. Jenkins scoring his 2nd touchdown of the game to put the Blue Devils up here, and Glades has got to come up with some answers fast.
Yeah, and I think my wife could have predicted that play. I really feel that they're going to go over the left side. They're going to go over their left side of their offensive line, and as I said, they only had about a foot to go.
So here's the point after effort. It is up, and it is no good. No good. We'll see if that comes back to haunt anyone. So with 3:31 to go in the first half, it's 13-3.
Here's the touchdown, and watch as he gets down and crosses the plane. A sign of a good running back is smelling the end zone and not being high, and that's exactly what the Pahokee running back did on that occasion. You get that ball across the goal line, you score, and then you celebrate.
All right, so we're getting ready for the kickoff here, and once again, they're going to drive the Blue Devils back, kicking from the 40. And Glades really could use a big return right
Well,
here.
They need the big return, and I really believe that even if they don't score, Dan, they've got to move the ball here. They can't give the ball back to Pahokee with 2 minutes left. They're just too dangerous.
All right, so taking it is Travis Benjamin. A nice move to get open along the sideline there, but it was covered by Pahokee, so a good return for Glades, going to give them the ball at about the 35-yard line.
What happened there was that
okay, we got another injury report, Bill. Alex, what do you have?
All right, guys, another injury report to tell you about here on the Glade Central side. Number 55, Henry Orellis, the center, has sprained his right wrist, and he will be sitting out for the time being. Right now, number 52, Xavier McKenzie, will take over as center, but coaches tell me that Orellis is expected to go back into the game at some point in time. We don't know exactly when, but he seems to be doing okay, and that's pretty much what's going on right now. Back to you guys.
Well, this is huge, Dan, because not only is it the center, but it's also shotgun formation, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's a big blow to Glades' defense if he can't come back. Orellis is a post-Super 11 player, one of the better players on Glades' team. All right, a little throw out to the flat there. That was intended for Eddie Poole, but it is going to bounce off his fingers and go incomplete and bring up 2nd down. And it looks like one of our camera guys got knocked over on that play. Ed Carr. That was Mr. Ed Carr taking one for the team.
He needs to be a little bit more nimble over there. That wasn't very, I mean, come on.
I want to see a replay on that one.
Get out of the way.
Okay, 2nd and 10 now. 3:19 to go in the first half. DeAndre Holly is the quarterback in the shotgun. He's going to take it himself up the middle. He's got a little bit of room, but he is hit hard by McKenna or Regis there. And he's going to get about 3 very hard-earned yards out of that one.
McKenna Regis is going to be one of those people that you're going to see playing at the next level and the level after that.
About 5.
And here's the replay, and there is Ed getting hit, and Ed going down.
36-yard line.
It's a good reaction there, Ed.
Nice job.
Keep filming. Look at him. Keep filming.
He did. And we thank him for that. I hope you're okay, Ed. All right. 3rd down now. Holly back. Over the middle, he's got a man, and he's got a nice completion. That was Rantavius Wooten on the reception, who has been come up big for Glades tonight. He has most of their receptions on the evening.
Yeah, that's the curl route to the inside, Dan. I think that route, more than any other one, is the exploitation that they should attempt against the Pahokee secondary. Cover 2 is a defense that is designed to stop the deep throw, but is susceptible to the curl routes and the hooks underneath.
All right, and that's a 1st down. Just over 2 minutes to go. The Raiders would love to put some points up here if they can. The give is inside here to Holly. Holly was not, or rather, I'm sorry, that's Antonio McLeod on the play there. The first run we've seen from McLeod, who did play a lot in the Dwyer game, I have to say. They relied on him quite a bit, especially in the fourth quarter.
McLeod gets the ball from the handoff from Holly. He was amazed at the size of the hole. I think what Pahokee did there was they got a little soft defensively. They were in kind of a prevent. And how many times have we seen the team that goes into that kind of a defense give up yards between the 20s?
A timeout here by the Blue Devils. Minute 50 to go in the half. The score 13-3. Pahokee leading the 2007 Muck Bowl by 10 points right now.
We also like to thank,
are you surprised that they've got this big lead at this point? Or
no, I'm not surprised by anything that I've seen so far. What I think is going to be the Glaze's biggest bugaboo, Dan, is the fact that they've lost one of their defensive ends. Their center is going to be questionable, and I don't think you can play without your first liners being out there. Somebody's really going to have to step up. I think if Glades goes down here and gets even 3 points out of this, I think it's going to make a huge difference for the second half.
And remember, Vicente Escobedo is a good kicker, so they don't have to get too much farther to give him a realistic shot at getting a field goal here before the half. All right, so here we go now. 1st and 10.
Yeah.
And nice room there. Chisholm with a nice run up the middle, and he's going to gain about 12 yards on the play and get another first down for the Raiders.
Very good play calling by Glades. I noticed that the defense for Pahokee is kind of keying on Holly a little bit more, and now he's handing the ball off. I also feel like I'm on like 7 kinds of adrenaline up here because everything's happening so quickly.
A minute 30 to go. Glades in the no huddle. And this time it's going to be Holly. Holly getting some tough yards in the middle before he is dragged down after a gain of, it looks like, about 5 yards.
Yeah, that was inventing something. Holly gets the ball and reads the option, decides to go back the same way that the running back was going and picks up 4 tough yards.
Holly is, I would call him slippery. He's one of those guys who's very shifty and can make you miss even at close range.
No, I'd call him a very good athlete, because he can do a lot of things. He can throw it, obviously, and he runs with great quickness in his feet. He may not be the fastest guy out there. Of course, he'd be the fastest guy almost everywhere else.
Right.
But he may not be the fastest guy out there tonight, but he does have very quick feet.
All right. Have a little delay here, but now we are back in action.
Yeah, I'm concerned about John Conacher out there having to run so much. He's not in the greatest of shape, so I'm a little worried about him.
Just under a minute to go. 2nd down and 5 for Glades. DeAndre Holly will take the snap. He's looking to throw this time. Going to the corner, right near the end zone, and a good defensive play. And I think that's Jacoby, or rather Jarvis Bird on the defense there, I believe.
Touchdown, Dan. Inexperience at quarterback right there cost him a touchdown, because that was the post corner route. The receiver takes his 2 steps to the post, and then he breaks it back to the corner to create the separation, and Holly hung on to the ball just about a second too late. You've got to throw that ball as he's starting his second break, and if he would have done that, it was a good ball, but it was just late to the receiver.
Well, I'd be interested to know why Contavious McCoy, who has gotten most of the snaps this season and 600 yards passing, did not get the call tonight. It may be for, as we discussed, for the reasons earlier, that Holly gives them another dimension offensively. But on close passes like this, Glades looks like they could have had a couple of touchdowns in this game with a couple of balls just a little more accurately thrown.
And I don't disagree with you, but I really feel that Glades has moved the ball fairly consistent. They've gotten down here twice, and they've kind of stalled. A big play here, a big play there. See, in a game like this, you look back and there's 1 or 2 things that happen that creates the situation. Glades needs to get something out of this. It's 4th and 2, and once again we see a Glades player being assisted off the field.
That's Rupert Bryan, a starter on the offensive line as well. So some very quality Glades players are picking a bad time to get injured tonight, but of course both schools want this so bad. They are going full speed for the entire game.
Right, and normally when that happens, very few guys get injured because they're playing so hard. It's really been a shame that these 3 Glades kids have gotten hurt.